Welcome back to Moresty Live. Today's Moresty? I feel guilty playing video games? Oh no! It's weird, isn't it? Like, in my older age, I sometimes kind of feel like, am I wasting my time a little bit? Which is a weird phenomenon, because like normally these days, I don't get a lot of time to play video games. So when I do, why do occasionally I get this like niggling feeling of like, wow, am I wasting my time? Is he going to touch upon that? What could he possibly be talking about when he says this? What are you getting people like? It could be people online, or it could be like talking about an actual phenomenon that most of us, I think, can kind of experienced, you know? So yeah, so like a lot of people in the chat can slightly relate. But let's have a watch. What's going on, Zen? Help us out, please.
I play video games to get visuals for the videos that I make.
I just use a beard bear, mate. Beard bear. What's it? What's the other guy? Gamer JGB. Big fan. Love what they do. Saves me a lot of time.
I like video games. I've grown up with them. I started playing them probably when I was like 4 was the first time I got my hands on
4?
the SNES controller.
Damn, they got you young. I say that like if I was at 5. I was at 5 and playing an NES that my mom got at a flea market with that Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt combo cart.
First console till I was like 12 or 13.
I'm stubborn to record my own footage. Yeah, Benjamin, just send it to me, okay? I need some. I'm lazy.
But they've been a big part of my life. Yeah,
okay. Same.
But it's weird.
What's so weird about them?
I never feel like I can actually play them anymore.
Why? Has it become like more of a job for you, like more of an obligation because you got to do it for your channel, or like what's happened?
Like, I'm allowed to play them anymore.
You're allowed to play? Oh, I think it is going to touch upon what we thought about chatting, that he feels like he's wasting his time. I think that's what he was going to get.
Which is weird because I am an adult. Like, you know, I can do whatever I want with my time. That's entirely up to me. I have agency.
And yet that's the issue, right? You have all the things you can do in the world, and you're choosing to play video games. So it feels like there's like a lot more out there that you should be experiencing, right, Zen?
Whenever I sit down to play a video game, I always feel guilty.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't do that.
I can't shake that feeling.
You shouldn't
the entire time I play. And I don't know if it just has something to do with being older now, and
I do think it probably has something to do with that. That's why they want to do Let's Plays anymore. It made video games feel like a job in a queue, and combining that with hesitation to do weekly content while in school. Yeah, I think that's probably why, like whenever I stream a game, I very rarely do I like give any sort of like, okay, listen, some of you guys are you guys need to calm down, okay? Some of you guys are being a bit mean, all right? Leave them alone, all right? We're trying to help our fellow gamer here. What I was going to say is, fuck, I completely lost my train of thought now. Oh no, it's in like, that's the reason why whenever I play a video game, like on stream or like anything, and people are like, Moresty, you gotta play more of this, you gotta play more of this. I always keep it like loosey-goosey. I'm always like, yeah, we'll see, because I'm just like, I don't want to lock myself into an obligation to play this, you know? I need to have that feeling of, I really want to play this. Do you know what I mean? Like with Tomodachi Life, like I want to play that. Like I'm kind of jonesing a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of jonesing. So like I know that I'm feeling like I want to play the game, and the moment I don't want to. That's why I always, if you guys are like, I know it's definitely frustrating, because I know like the amount of times I've seen blah 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 let's play like part 3, and I'm like, oh I can't wait for part 4, the skeleton. You know, because I'm just like, fuck, they never did it. And of course that's frustrating, and I imagine like maybe some of you guys have felt that frustration. It's for me, but like, yeah, I don't ever want this to feel like I'm obligated, and I'd rather just, that's why, for example, I'm playing Paper Mario in my own time. Not to say I wasn't had fun streaming it, but I'd rather just like play in my own time and experience on my own accord, you know? That's kind of where I'm at right now. Same with like Persona. I think I started playing Persona on stream, but like I just started playing that on my own. Yeah, it's like, it kind of happens. It's just one of those things. I'd rather just do that. It's not like they've been hit with the I'm adult with limited time and games feel like I'm wasting it. I've had days like that before. Yeah, that's kind of how it is, isn't it? Gotta pace yourself, don't overdo anything. I paused playing Xenoblade X for 60 hours because I want to do other things. Yeah, basically. Thank you so much, Men Plays. Some games seem more stream friendly than others. Yeah, basically. It kind of depends on the game. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling as well. That's kind of how it is.
not being a teenager anymore,
Yeah.
where you have a lot of free time.
And I feel like, and I'm curious to see if you feel this way, Zen. There's this element of, and like, tell me, chat, if you kind of feel the same way. There's this kind of element of, I've been doing this thing my whole life. Surely there's more for me out there. Because like with video games, it feels like, I don't think it's true necessarily, but it feels like I'm getting to a point where I'm getting diminishing returns. I played like Rayman 1 when I was a kid, and I thought I was like the best thing since sliced bread. And then I got a GameCube and I played Melee, and that was the best thing since sliced bread. And then I got like a Wii, and then I played like Galaxy, and like, yeah, fucking, yeah, bro, yeah, fucking, yeah. But then like, as with every console, like I obviously like I've played more games, my standards get higher, my sensibilities change. So it's like, it feels like that high is less. You know, it feels like to put it, it's like with Borderlands 2. There's an ability in Borderlands 2 called phase lock, and if you keep phase locking the same enemy, the enemy will be locked into place for much less time. So the first time you lock him, it'll be for like 10 seconds. Next will be 7. Next will be 5. Then 3. Then basically diminishing returns. That's kind of how it feels like with video games to some degree. So, which is why I've started to like be a lot more open to playing new genres, so I can avoid doing that, you know? But I feel like most people probably like aren't, I won't even say aren't as curious, but they just don't have the time to experiment. Because everyone's very time conscious, do you know what I mean? Everyone's so time conscious. How do I convince someone that like, who's never played a roguelike, just give the roguelike genre a try? But it's like, oh, but like, what do I do? You know, like taking that step is hard, you know, and in life as well. The difficult thing about being an adult in the modern day, I'd say the most difficult thing about being an adult is you go to work where you have to make decisions, you're like, expected to make progress, you're expected to do this, and then you get home and you're expected to choose what media you want to consume from what it seems like an endless library. Do you know what I mean? Like before, it was, you got home, EastEnders was on, let's fucking watch EastEnders. Oh my God, what's going on with the Queen Vic, right? But now, it's like, what do I do? Do I watch The Boys? Do I watch Smiling Friends? Do I play Persona 3? Do I fucking watch Queso? Do you know what I mean? Like, by removing the friction of what to do, we've ironically kind of made it worse, which is such a weird thing to think about. But it's true, isn't it? It's so true. Like, you used to just go home, like, I used to come over, like, forget about everything. I used to just come home from school and like just watch Cartoon Network. It was like watch Cartoon Network or go outside to the local estate and hang out with my mates. 2 options I had, and that was it. Now what? I have so many options. I don't know where to begin. You know? So it's like, yeah, choice paralysis. But it's like, but it also comes from so choice paralysis is one thing, but it also comes from the fact that we're so busy during the day now that when we finally do get home, we're like tired, like, oh, you just want to be able to put on the TV and something is on, right? Because like there's only so many, I think there's a psychological term for it, there's only so many decisions that you as a human being can make in a day before you start getting mentally exhausted. Do you know what I mean? And usually like that mental exhaustion is like that resource meter is usually consumed by like work or school. So by the time you get here, by the time you get to home, you're like decision making, like I wouldn't say capabilities, but like your penchant for making decisions is kind of like down here. So when you get home and you have to make more, you're just like, do you know what I mean? Like it's like, fuck, you know, what are we doing here? You know? And I think it's a hard trap for people to get out of. It really is a hard trap. I think it takes a lot of mental fortitude to work towards that goal, but I think a lot of people just don't realize this because we're never really taught about these concepts, and because it's such a newly discovered like idea, so to speak. Like 10 years ago, you didn't have to really worry about this sort of thing. Like 15 years ago, forget about it. Like I said, so it's a relatively new concept that like you can't exactly be, who's going to teach you, you know? Who's going to teach you? There's no one to be taught. We're like essentially the first group, so to speak, that has to deal with this problem. And then like when we have kids, our generations, then we can maybe teach them about this sort of thing, and then maybe we can learn from that point going forward. But when this is like a relatively new frontier, you know? So how the hell are we supposed to put up with this? We just don't know, you know? So it's kind of, it's a hard thing to do. But I think the best way to do it is just to like streamline what exactly you want to do, you know? Netflix fallacy, I think that's a good term for it. But yeah, I think it's just when you get home, just like have something you already want to do in mind. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're taught to, yeah, it's the thing. You're taught in school to like just sit down and listen and like absorb knowledge, which is fine. But like you're never really taught in school to apply yourself. A teacher might tell you to apply yourself, but you don't really have any idea what that is, do you? Like how many times I was told that so much as a kid, you need to apply yourself, you really need to like be forward, you know, you really need to take the initiative. But like school doesn't teach you that. I suppose work does. Work definitely teaches you that, but like school doesn't. So like if you're someone like your mid to late teens, you have like you've never been taught this. In fact, you've been taught the opposite your whole life. You've never been told to take initiative. And anytime you have, you just get written off as a dumb teenager, which might be true, but it's also not fair. It also doesn't help your future, you know what I mean? It doesn't help. So it's like, it's such a, like, and then you get to like 25 and you're just like, what the fuck am I doing with that? And then you have an existential crisis like this guy, you know? It's ridiculous. I feel like the only reason I've managed to like be somewhat inoculated by it is because like I've had a career for the last 10 years where like taking the initiative and like making decisions is like basically like encouraged, so to speak. Because when you're a security guard, you're the guy on the door, you're the one ultimately making the decisions, you're the, so like I'm kind of used to like doing that, you know? But like now, but like I can imagine for someone like you guys who are like studying school, or you have a job where like, if you're in retail especially, where you essentially have to take the brunt of what the customers throw at you, you're not used to this in the slightest, are you? Yeah, it's terrible. It's such a hard thing to do, honestly. And I'm one of the people that's like you're never going to catch me saying, oh, well, fuck school, guys. School sucks. Stay in school, okay? You're better off staying in school than leaving school. But like, it's just a shame that that's not really taught. And I feel like that something probably needs to change in order to like help that sort of thing be facilitated in the next generation for sure. Because there's only so much you can do as parents. Like the teachers also have to help too. I think it's like a symbiotic thing. It always has to be like from a bit of both, I'd say. I don't get why they say I learn for myself instead of my grades, which is the opposite is true. It's just weird as well, isn't it? Like I can't even fully blame the teachers because like again they have so many people to teach, so it's like that's why it's a symbiotic thing. Like your parents at home can get to the particulars of a problem and the teachers can do the broad strokes. That's ideally the symbiosis, but obviously it depends on the teacher being good and the parents being good, and it's just like sometimes there's a mesh there, you know what I mean? It's like oil and water, you know. It's a complicated topic. But how are you feeling those then?
I don't know if it just has something to do with being older now and
maybe,
you know, not being a teenager anymore, where you have a lot of free time and you don't have that many responsibilities.
A little bit.
But as you get older, it feels like there's just so much accountability that you have to hold yourself to in your own life. Because if you don't, things stop working right.
Yeah, there's also that as well. And like, I think that's another factor too, is that like, I feel like this is something where you guys could probably help me, like the younger bunch in the chat, like if you're in your early 20s, late teens, but like, I feel like the younger bunch especially have grown up with like cameras essentially being everywhere. It feels like you have to be your own PR team in a way, in case like someone records the wrong thing and that's kind of it, which leads to people maybe not even wanting to take the initiative even further, you know? I don't know how much of it that's affected you guys, but like, I could definitely see if I grew up in that sort of environment, that would have like affected me loads, you know what I mean? It feels like I've got a lot more to hold myself to, you know? Digital footprint, that's what I mean, a digital footprint sort of thing. So you combine like growing up with a fear of being perceived and like just having to worry about a digital footprint the whole time, and then you go into the real world where like everything is based on your initiative. It's like, because for me, like I feel that, but like I don't feel like the fear of being perceived and like the digital footprint. That's on top of all of the rest of the shit. Do you know what I mean? So I can only imagine it's even worse for you guys, man. That must suck. Like, for me, I'm kind of like I'm a bit old, so it doesn't bother me as much. Even though like I ironically enough, I'm in a career path where it kind of does. I kind of have to care about this sort of thing. And ironically, yeah, I still really don't care. But like, if you're younger, like, how do you get to that point where you stop caring when that's been basically your whole life? For me, it's easier because I grew up at a time where no one, like, we didn't have this fear. But then by the time this fear became real, which I'd say like early mid 2010s, I was already kind of grown. So like I was a lot more immune to it when this sort of thing's happening in my mid to late 20s than you guys are like your mid to late teens, you know? So it's like, that must make it even worse. I don't know if it's over dramatic. With how ingrained social media is inside, I feel like I'm constantly being watched. I don't think that is over dramatic. I genuinely feel like that's a real thing to be afraid of, you know? Because like, how many times have I seen, and I hate this shit when it happens on TikTok. I genuinely do. And thankfully I've filtered out my algorithm so it doesn't show me this genre of video. But how often is it where like someone will walk a little bit funny, someone will say something maybe a bit cringe, and all of a sudden they're just all over TikTok and everyone's making parodies, they're like the butt of the joke for the week. I feel like when it's a tweet, it's a bit different because a tweet is just like a throwaway thing that everyone will forget. But if it's a TikTok video, I feel like that's a bit more, because like everyone's making like videos and videos. That feels a lot more personal, you know? It feels a lot more personal. And it's just like, Oh no, man, it's just weird. Yeah, it definitely affects me. Everything I do, seen and watch, it definitely affects it. Yeah, basically. Oh, yeah. So a lot of you guys are saying that has affected you. Yeah. What makes it worse though with online mentality? People can just dig up some random tweet a decade ago and ruin your life because people don't understand that humans change. That's the worst, man. That's got to be like my least fit. I think that's been a phenomenon for like long enough, so it's not like relatively new. But yeah, that's just the worst thing, man. Honestly, especially me. I'm like a big proponent of people can change. It's like the one thing that makes us human. We're not robots. So then when you get on an internet we are full of people that are young enough to still believe in the black and white thinking of the world, it just makes it worse. Like the current amazing digital circus drama is absolute proof of that, right? They made a joke about not saying the N-word. Not saying it, by the way. They didn't say it. It was just like the illusion of it was the joke, essentially, because they thought one of them said it, but it turns out they didn't. And they alluded to that later. And apparently, people, like 7 years ago, and people were like, oh my God, how dare they laugh at this? And I'm just like, firstly, no one said anything. Firstly, no one. And even then, like, let's say hypothetically something did happen, you really think 7 years? You really think like they didn't think about that? Do you know what I mean? It's like 7 years. You don't think anyone could change after 7 years? It's like, oh, they're 30 years old. That's 7 years ago. I'm 31. Are you kidding me? If you ask me who was like 7 years ago, like I'm mostly the same person. I'm fucking different as hell now. You're joking me. So it's like, yeah, that doesn't help. It just doesn't help so much, man. It's so ridiculous, man. Oh, isn't it right then? Isn't it right?
Things stop working right. You know, you have to take care of your health. You know, it's important to eat healthy and go to the gym, stay active.
I say as I'm drinking a Manco logo.
And it's hard to do everything in a day.
Yeah, not enough hours.
It's hard to, you know, spend time with family, go outside, get fresh air. Also work, you know, work hard at doing the things you want to do.
Yeah.
Whether that's, you know, an entrepreneurial endeavor or a side hustle you have, or just your regular 9 to 5.
Yeah, I think especially with like the phenomenon of people not wanting to waste their time, when you get to adulthood where you have to divvy up your time effectively, I imagine that just compounds and makes it worse as well. Yeah, definitely. Especially because like also the gym, keeping up with friends, keeping up with family, work, any projects you want to make, any like responsibilities you have, like your health, like there's so much stuff to juggle with. It feels very overwhelming. I feel like you can do this. I feel like this is something that you can get your head around like relatively quick, like not so quickly, but it takes some time to get hang of this. But I feel like you can. I think it's just one of those. You never underestimate the power of a daily, weekly plan. Literally, I've started implementing one like as of last week, and yeah, it's helped me a lot because I've penciled everything. I've got a whole bunch of shit going on next week, and I had to pencil in everything. And I'm just like, I'm one of those people that literally has to go like, yeah, let me check my plan. I feel like such a cunt now when I say that, but it's true. Like literally anytime, I'm like, yeah, let me check the plan. I've got Pandy on Thursday. I got Frying Pan Sam on Wednesday. I got Dead Zone Rogue with Emp on Friday. Oh yeah, it's too much. It's too much. I sound like such a bougie ass bitch.
There's just something that feels a little bit wrong now.
Yeah,
playing games, and I hate that feeling because I remember when I was a kid, I was really excited about being an adult because I knew when I was an adult, I could tell myself I could do anything I want. No one could tell me what to do anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where that's true, and it has like a giant asterisk, basically. It has a giant asterisk, where it's like, you can do anything, but, you ever have to pay your taxes? Oh, suck. And then, lower back pain starts to kick in if you've had like a job that's on your feet. And then romance. That thing's dead, am I right? With all these fucking apps going around. Yeah, it's crazy. It's hard, but I feel like it can be done. It can be done, Zen. I think it's just one of those things where genuinely, if you start, I know when I started to feel this way about video games, the best thing I did was take a break. I think genuinely the best thing for you, Zen, is to just take a break. And I know that sounds like, oh, just take a quick call. No, but it's in like, what you're describing is someone who is achieving diminishing returns with the thing that they used to love. And because you no longer love it, you don't have like a sort of like system to like find other things to do. I know when I'm like a bit down on video games, I play movies. Like I think like also, I think was it 2 years ago? I was kind of a bit like, I wasn't down on video games. I was definitely a bit like, I just don't feel like playing games anymore. I think I ended up like, that's when I went through like a bit of a movie phase. I started watching a bunch of stuff. I think I watched like 50 films in 2024. I watched a bunch of stuff. Because like I was just like, I just needed like something fresh and new, a new medium to tackle, you know. It's like films had me covered, you know, like you can watch one in like 2 hours, you can like, you know, and then Letterboxd helped as well because I could write like a little review, like, oh, I gave this 4 stars because it made me go yay, you know, and like the fun of like exploring a new medium that you're completely like blank slated on is fantastic. It genuinely is. I think so when I say go on a break, I'm not just saying I'd say like, if you don't like something, then stop. No, as in like the feeling of trying a new medium that like as it's been established that you have no idea on is really fun. It's really, 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 really fun. And I think you should try it. I tried it with movies back in 2024 and it only made my love for video games get better in like 2025 and even this year. I love video games now. And I'm sure I owe part of that love I feel now to the fact that I took a little bit of a break in like 2024. So you got to do that. You know, animes, but yeah, anime has had me covered as well. Yeah, I feel like if I started to get a little bored of video games and like I didn't fancy going to move it, I feel like I'd stop watching anime. Do you know what I mean? It's something that I recommend for anyone, honestly.
I love lean, Charlie. I love lean.
Take a break is so true, bro. I forced myself to take a break from art a few months ago due to multiple mental reasons, and when I got back to it, it felt so fucking refreshing and fun.
Because like, again, it's just, because where it is that like you're kind of in a cycle, do you know what I mean? You're kind of in a cycle. And by taking a break, you like refresh the cycle, basically.
Why are you police officers?
Thanks so much, Ross.
I blew up Malaysia. Go watch Project Hail Mary if you're feeling down.
I've heard good things about that.
Beautiful film that'll pick you up.
I've heard very, very good things about it. I need to watch that. But yeah, like the thing with like, I say it's the mental equivalent of like hard rebooting your PC. Or like your phone, for example. Because like sometimes your phone be lagging a little bit. Sometimes it just be like slowing down. You give your phone a hard reset, you're like, your phone's like, boom, it's like working like new again. That's what you need to do. You need to like do a hard reset on a hobby. That's what you need to do. You need to hold that power button and just go until it turns off. Don't come back for like at least like until you feel that wellspring of passion bubble up again. That's what you gotta do. Whether it's like a short break, a medium break, a long break, just find something else. I'm telling you, Zen will do your world of wonders, man. Honestly, it's really fun delving into other mediums, especially as a break from what you usually do. I'll go back to reading novels, also mentally refreshing. Do you know what? Funny you say reading novels, because like I saw a tweet where Netflix is doing another Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing, but it's called Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory. And like I literally saw a tweet which is like, yeah, they're only doing this because they can't adapt the second book. I'm like, they made a second book? What the fuck? I read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when I was a kid. I watched the film when I was a kid. I watched like the 70s film as an adult. I didn't know there was a fucking sequel. Yeah, it's Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, or whatever it's called. And I'm like, oh, I was in shock. I'm like, what the fuck? There's another one? I never knew there was a second book. Do you know what I did? I bought it. I think it's gonna come in tomorrow, and I'm gonna give it a read. So I'm just like, why not? Let me just read it and see what it's like. Apparently, it gets really bonkers. It's not that good, but like, I just want to read it. I just want to read it and see what it's about. If it's any good or if it's any bad. I just want to read it personally. So yeah, you try a book, okay? Read Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. All right, do that.
And the ironic thing is, I end up telling myself what to do more often. And it's always the things that are important to do that are good for me. But it's sometimes hard to set some time aside to play a video game.
It is.
Sometimes feels like a waste.
Again, honestly, a big reset. I feel like a big reset is what this guy needs.
I know it's something you can use to decompress and chill out with.
But if it's not giving you that feeling, then you got to find it elsewhere,
so many
innit?
Games in my lifetime, like I can't count how many I played. It's crazy.
It sounded like he's the Breakmax
Somewhere
gamers.
In
the more we watch, the more we get it.
Title range, I'm sure.
1,000? Have I? I feel like I've played. I feel like I've also played 1,000 video games. When I think about it, right? I think I've done 1,000 video games. Do you think you've done 1,000 video games, chat? I feel like I've done 1,000. If you think about it, like, have I done 1,000? I feel like I'm close to 1,000 now that I think about it. I don't think I've had 1,000. Nah, I don't think so. Now that I think about it, I don't think I played 1,000. I think if I was to take a guess, I'd probably say like 700. I feel like I've played 700 video games, especially with live stream. Live stream, I think, has helped a lot because obviously I mainly play games I've other played. I think I've played 700, I'd say, over my lifetime. Played, like as in like, I'd consider played as in like, I like played a session whether it was like at a friend's house, an arcade. I'm considering that played. I'd say about like 700, yeah. 700, 750, definitely. I don't think I've done 70. It's fucking Mario brain. That's what you got, Potato. You got Mario brain. You got Mario brain. Probably 1,000. I'm sure I'm decent. Yeah, 200, 300. I've done at least 200 in terms of like actually beating games, like a fully, like 100. I would say like what, like beating games? Probably half that number. Because like I accounted for live streaming. So I tend, like, there's a good chunk of games I streamed that didn't really finish. So I'd say probably like completed like 300 or so, I'd say. Say about something like that, you know? Something like that.
Yo, if I see you again on my property, I'm beating your ass.
I hate everything and I'm going to go beat my son.
It's kind of interesting how even as a gaming content creator, I've touched grass more in 1 year than when I was addicted to video games.
It's because, do you know what it is? It's because like, I know I know exactly what it is, Emp Gamer, and it's the same as me. I still love video games, don't get me wrong. But like, when I'm playing a video game on my own time, I'm just like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna go do some star jumps in the park or something. I don't know what it is now, man. It's because like I've been there, done that. Let me do something else, man. Let me go for a walk. I like listen to fucking something else, man. Do you know what it is? That's how it is. I try to do it. When I sit down and play video games, it's not I'm wasting my time, but I'm just like, I just want to do something else, man. You know, I'm just like, I'd rather just do something else. I'll go for a walk, you know? That's what it is now. So, you meant to part of your job and obligations. Yeah, but like, it's not even necessarily that. It's just, I think that is partly a factor. But it's mainly because, like, even before I became, like, a part-time content creator, it was just like, man, I'm just like, because I've been through it, you know? I've been through those days where I sat on my floor cross-legged 10 hours a day playing video games. So I'm just like, doing it again at 30 just doesn't hit the same, you know? And I was like, I'll just play for an hour and I'm fucking done, you know? I'm done. You know, I'm okay. Lay on me, Zen.
And I'm grateful I got to experience them. Like, I mean, I have so many amazing memories with friends playing games, or just a certain time period in my life where I enjoyed something, and I look back on it fondly.
Yeah.
I like those nostalgic moments.
Same. Get like that goosebumps you get, Zen. You remember those? Do you remember those?
Maybe I'm spending time with a friend now, and we're playing a video game together. I have a hard time playing them solo.
I think it's because because when you're playing with your friend, the voices aren't as loud. That's basically what you're describing. Because I used to feel the same way for a bit, but at the ripe age of 31, like I was playing Persona 3 for like an hour, and I'm just like, shit, this bold ass monk is saying some right nonsense, man. I can't be dealing with him. What a weirdo. But like, yeah, I imagine there was a time in the past I'm just like, oh no. What's my life? I think it's because you don't know where your life's going. So like the voices are just like nattering at you. Do you know what I mean? They're nattering you. And like when you're playing with your friends, they stay quiet for a bit because they're having fun with your friends. But like when you're on your own, they're just like, you don't have a job you're happy with. You will never find love. You will never own a home. Whereas now I'm just like, I don't care about any of that. Let me just fucking, let me LARP as like a high schooler in Japan in 2009. And like speak to this weird woman online. Let's do that for a bit, and then go to some dark place and kill some shadowy guys. And I'll hang out my boy Junpei, or let's go. That's kind of how it is now. You gotta fix your life up and quieten those voices, brother. That's what you gotta do. Easier said than done, I know.
It's just not the same as it used to be.
You're like, old now. You're old.
When Minecraft came out, man. I wanted Minecraft so bad. I have my parents to get it.
Yo, if I see you again on my
really
property, I'm beating
They didn't like doing
I
one.
hate everything and I'm going to go
Thanks so
beat
much,
my
man.
son.
I have no clue about played, but I've beaten 697
You've beaten
games.
697? Shit. God damn, you're the gaming gamer. Crazy work, bro. Thank you.
I hounded my parents to get it. and they didn't really like buying things on the internet at the time because they didn't really trust buying things on the internet.
That was, guys, you should consider yourself, honestly, you guys should consider yourself really fucking lucky. Anytime, bro. Okay, you just reminded me. I just got flashbacks, gamers. I just got flashbacks. Bro, me literally, oh my god. The voices, they haunt me. Mom, please, I need to buy the Call of Duty map pack. I really want to play Ascension, Mom, please. In 2010, I was begging my mom for it because in 2010 I was like, what, 16. I had my own bank account, but obviously I had no money because I didn't have a job. So I'm like, Mom, please, I really need to buy. All of my friends have the maps, and then Call of Duty was the worst. Call of Duty was actually the worst, chat, because you would try to party with your friends, and they would literally name drop you and say, this player doesn't have the map pack, Sir Palkia. Like, no, guys, no, please. No, Mom, please. They're going to know. If I join the party, they're going to know. It would out you in 4K to your friends. And you do not have the maps. You're only going to go on the normal map pool. It was so bad. Oh, man, I remember that. Yeah, so asking your mom for if asking for your mom for the bank card was hard when you were a kid, it was even harder back then because like online purchases weren't normal. Nowadays, bruv, I can send like money to like anyone across the world in like 2 seconds. Easy. Back in the day though, no one trusted this shit, man. Especially with Sony, like it felt like they were getting hacked every other fucking day, you know? Oh, you couldn't do that. Please, Mom, I want to play Ascension with the boys, please. They said it was really fun, and they're going to talk about it in school tomorrow, please. Oh, man. Oh, that's a fucking throwback right there. Jesus Christ. I'd ask for Club Penguin Premium. Oh, man. Oh, rough times, man. You young'uns these days won't know the pain. You might know the pain, but you won't know like the big pain. We went through the big pain, I'm telling you. This is back when credit cards were no bueno online. No one trusted them, man. For some reason, to my parents, spending money on app stores is very different to buying video games online. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's a parent thing. It's a parent thing. They just do that. It was a perfect excuse to make fun of you. Oh, trust me. If you didn't have the maps, you made fun of that guy. You called him a broke. We all called people brokies back in 2010, gamers. It's a tale as old as time. Oh, man.
It was a big asking me to get Minecraft.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
Asking them to get Minecraft for me.
Uh-huh.
But I did get it, and I started playing in alpha and a beta version and up into release. And I had friends that I played with online.
Yeah.
And it was an absolute blast.
But then one day they stopped coming online, and it was said last online 2 years ago, and I sad cry. Oh,
I would spend every waking moment of my day playing Minecraft and
we went through a Minecraft phase, yeah.
I logged so many hours on that game.
For me, it was the PS3 version. PS3 version was my jam.
And I look back now, and I look back fondly on those memories. I really enjoyed them. I had a lot of fun experiences with my friends playing that game.
Yeah, so good times, yeah. But no time to dwell on the past, brother. You got many more gaming memories in your future, okay? No point looking back that hard, man.
While Minecraft is still an amazing game, just can't really get back into it anymore.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. That game meant a lot to you during a time period where you had the time to get lost in a world like Minecraft. Now the novelty's gone. Now all your friends are gone. Like, what does that game mean to you? Like, if you ask me right now, I have no inclination to ever play Among Us. Just none, really. Like, even if I got the right group, maybe I'd play like 1 or 2 games. Like, I feel like that game's just kind of been like figured out. Times change, you know. I might hit like before we'd all just be like, oh my god, who's sus? And now I'm just like, yeah, we gotta vote that guy out. He faked card swipe. I didn't see the bar go up. Get him out. So like it's different now, isn't it? Times change, yeah. Like time evolves. I think this what this is, chat. It's the classic. It's the classic 20-somethings thing of realizing life's not the same and pining for memories past because the life that they have now isn't as good as it could be. This is literally every person when they're like in their mid-20s, you know, because they're getting all the bad parts about being an adult without realizing all the good yet. You know, that's what it is. That's what it is. And I'm telling you, Zen, from someone who's been there, it happens. That's what happens, yeah. But listen, you're going to be more established in life as years go on, and you're going to have all the time in the world to... And at some point, you're going to look back on this video and be like, I don't even know I was so worried, man. Do you know why? Because 8 years ago, I was you. I was you, bro. I'm telling you, I was you. And look at me now, man. I'm as happy as ever. I'm as happy as ever, broski. I'm telling you, man, it will happen. It will happen for you. I believe in that. It happened for all of you guys in the chat as well. It happened for all of you. You just got to give adulthood a time to marinate. You know what I mean? The way I think about it is, if you're like 24, for example, you're not really 24. You've been an adult for 6 years. You've basically been in the shit for 6 years. The first 18 years was a tutorial, bro. Like they don't count. They were setting you up for the real game. And if you're like 6 hours in to like a 70-hour game, I suppose you'd be like, oh, I spent too much time. But listen, you're locked in for life, okay? You're locked into this 60-hour game of life for life, okay? That's what you are. So you've only played the first 6 hours, bro. You got like 54 mandatory hours left, all right? Some of those at the end are a bit boring, sure, but there's a good chunk in the middle where it gets real fucking good, all right? You gotta enjoy it, all right? You gotta enjoy it. Right now, maybe not so great. Later on, it's gonna get better. Okay, you just gotta help yourself make it better for tomorrow. You know, you can't just sit there and wait for it to get better. You kind of gotta put yourself in places where it can get better. I think the best expression that I tell people, and it's helped me, it's basically the only reason you're even watching me now is because I follow this advice. Is you don't have to wait to get lucky. You have to make your own luck. That's because people always say like, oh, I'm waiting for like good things to happen to me. No, that's never gonna happen. You have to put yourself in positions where lucky things can happen, right? For example, I do think like for example, like me, I uploaded a Mario Kart Wii tier list like 2.5, 3 years ago, right? It had like 100 views. On a whim, I decided I'm just gonna change the thumbnail on there, and guess what? It got like nearly 100k views. Bunch of you guys came to my channel. I put myself in a position to get lucky. So then now what do? Did I just like go, oh wow, that video did it? Now I was like, do you know what? You guys want to see Mario Kart tier lists? I got Mario Kart tier lists for you, broski. And I uploaded a bunch more in quick succession. And all of you guys loved it. And most of you guys came in from that. And if you didn't come in from that, you came in from something that happened after that. I made my own luck. Do you see what I mean? By putting myself out there, I made my own luck. If I never uploaded anything, that luck would never have happened. Do you know what I mean? If I never changed that thumbnail, none of this would happen. I made my own luck. People might say you got lucky, the algorithm chose you. And it's like, well, I suppose. But like, I uploaded a thumbnail that made my luck change. You got to make your own luck in life. That's how it goes. You don't just sit there and twiddle your thumbs. You put yourself out there in a position where maybe someone can bump into you and they drop their handbag and they're like, oh, sorry, man, I need to pick up the... And you stare into them and, oh my God, it's love at first sight, right? That shit don't happen if you're sitting at home jerking yourself off. Do you know what I mean? No love story ever happened that way. You go outside for a walk and then all of a sudden, oh my God, that's the most beautiful person. You know what I mean? So that's what you gotta do. I'm telling you, broski. That's just how life gets you. And I know you're in the shit now, but as long as you keep making your own luck, you will get lucky. That is a guarantee. It might not happen in 5 years. I don't know when it will happen. It can happen tomorrow. It will happen. That is my promise to all of you. It will 100% happen if you keep making your own luck.
I feel like I don't have the time. You know, the older you get, the more you feel like time.
It's literally being in the right place at the right time. Yeah, but like you have to put yourself in the right place. So ideally, it could be the right time. Does that make sense?
Bang, bang.
I don't believe in the miracles one has to wait for. Yeah, exactly. I don't believe in those miracles. I believe in the miracles where you put yourself somewhere. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, was it really lucky that me and my fiance ended up bumping into each other in Overwatch? Yeah. It was really lucky, but I decided to go. Do you know, I'm going to add you, and then after that, bro, she's gonna have a visa next month or in the next 2 months. Do you know what I mean? She's gonna be living in jolly old Blighty. Do you know what I mean? And that would never have happened if I didn't join an Overwatch game, sure. But like I added her. I took the initiative after that luck came, you know? Once the miracle happened, you gotta take that miracle and really squeeze the juice out of it, bro. You can't just go, oh, shooting star, that was nice. Nah, you make a wish on that bitch. You fucking telescope to see that shooting star again. You wanna make sure that shooting stars get, you know what I mean? That's what you gotta do, man. That's what you gotta do. Was it lucky that I met one of my longtime friends over at Roblox VC? Yeah, but I put myself there for a reason. Exactly. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do, man.
Time. The older you get, the more you feel like time is running out.
I mean no disrespect when I say this, but you're like 24. I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I'll be so honest with you, Zen. At the oldest, you're like 24. Do you know? I don't know your. Hang on. Let me see if I can find you. Let me. Hang on. Does this guy have like his age anywhere? I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. Let me go on his Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. No, he just has a YouTube creator. Doesn't have his age. It's weird. Everyone likes putting their fucking age in everything these days. It's really weird. Let me see if I can find. Let me see. Instagram. He has Instagram in his bio. I'm just checking all the things he has publicly, okay? I'm not trying to dox the guy. TikTok, he has a TikTok as well. Let me check the TikTok bio. No, he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't have anything. At most, you're like 24, broski. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. At most, you're like in your mid-20s, all right? I'm not hearing it from you. I'll be so honest with you. I'm not doing that, okay? You talk about growing up with Minecraft, I should give him an age range. So what, like 2010s? He's probably like a teenager around then. So he's probably like, maybe he's younger than me, but probably like late 20s. Does that make sense? So like at most you're like 28, 29, all right? Broski, I'm not hearing it from you, man. Either you're significantly younger than me, in which case you've barely started, or you're like around my age, in which case I'd say, broski, like, it hasn't hit you yet. It's gonna hit you eventually. You just gotta go out there and keep making your own luck. Do you know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, and China's like 20 years is only like a fifth of my life helped with that mindset. Yeah, literally. You're not older than me. You're 100% older than me. All right, you're just not.
Zen, Musty, and most of us here ain't even halfway through our own lives.
Exactly. I think the only reason you're even saying this is because, and I will be sympathetic in a sense that the internet, at least this space in the internet, I would say, is a young man's game. When I go on the internet, when I talk to my audience, when I frequent these spaces, yeah, it's frequented by people 2/3 or half my age, which by proxy makes me feel old. But then I go to work and I'm not like one of the youngest people there anymore. I'm 31, almost 32. But like relatively speaking, I'm still quite young. There's a lot of people in their 40s, their 50s, seasoned security guards that have been at this for like years, been all around the country, all over Europe. Do you know what I mean? Seasoned guards. So like relatively speaking, I'm kind of a bit green in that regard. So I think what this is then is that because you occupy what is, relatively speaking, a young man's game, it makes you feel old by proxy. And because you feel like you're old, you feel like you haven't made any progress relative to your age. And as a result, that's where I call it the core life crisis might be kicking in. I might be stretching with that, but if what I'm saying even resonates slightly, that's what it is, okay? Because I sometimes feel the same way too. But like, it's the reason why I didn't quit my part-time job. I could go into content creation full time. I'm still waiting a bit so I can, save up some cash so I can be really secure. But like, going to work really gives me that extra perspective that I feel like I still need right now, Because like I'll be like going on Twitter and seeing like fucking Nintendo Prime sucking Nintendo's dick, going, guys, GameCube cards aren't that bad, and I'm just like, what a grown child, holy shit. But then I go to work and I'm dealing with real people and real problems and real things, you know what I mean? And it's a nice perspective shift. That's quite nice, And I think if that's something you don't have, I could definitely see you falling for this mindset, We also live in a worldly culture where you expect to have your life in check by the time you get to 30. Otherwise, you're doing something wrong. And I feel like it's strange. Here's the thing, though. As accepting as our, I'd say, Western society in general is, oddly enough, I feel like, this is the feeling, I think my fellow late 20s, early 30s like me can tell me this, but I feel like, especially amongst the young'uns, there's a lot more ageism these days. I feel like that's become worse. I feel like we've become a very accepting in a lot of ways, but I feel like ageism is still, very, very prevalent. Do you know what I mean? The moment there's a 16-year-old saying some shit on the internet, no, and the worst part is it's the reverse as well. You'll get some uppity 18-year-olds, and then some 15-year-old will call them unk. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, what are we? We're just making up words. I use it playfully because, relatively speaking, I am uncle. You know what I mean? I'm 30. By this space in the internet, I'm kind of old. I get that. But there is no way you're looking at me. You're looking at a 21-year-old and calling them unk because you're 15. You're lying to me. You're just lying to me. Do you know what I mean? But that vernacular is just so normalized now. And like, I think it's funny, don't get me wrong. I think it's really, really funny. But I do think it deep sees an issue. You know, where I'm just like, well, I feel like it's like these spaces are way more ageist than they used to be. So as much as we become accepting of like the LGBT as a whole, like, so obviously exceptions be done. As a whole, I'd say we're way more accepting of this than like 20 years ago. I feel like ageism has either stayed the same or gotten worse. You know, that's how I feel anyway. I keep hearing shit like, you stupid Gen Z kids don't know anything about the world on Blue Sky, and it's infuriating. Yeah, and that's the worst part. It's either that classic ageism, where it's millennials going, oh, you Gen Zers, blah, 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 blah. Or it's interpersonal. It's like older Gen Zs talking to younger Gen Zs, calling them uncle, and like little midgets, you know what I mean? Guys, what are we doing here? We all share this space, and like I feel like the culmination. Okay, can I be so for real with you guys? Can I be so for real with you? Maybe I'm showing my age, guys. Check me if I'm being ridiculous. I feel like I'm. Do you know what it is? I saw this one image ages ago. I saw this one discourse on Twitter that was just like, man, I feel like I'm just past it now. Do you know what I mean? It was an image of like, you know, the Spider-Verse, where it's like Spider, Gwen, Spider, like Penny Parker, like all the different spiders. And it's like my friend group when I was a kid, and it was just random ages, like 18, 28, 22, 7. Do you know what I mean? That was like my friend group when I played Call of Duty. It was like some of my friends, but sometimes we just pick up randoms. And like we just play with all sorts of ages. I'd be seeing like Zoomers retweeting that going, what the fuck? That's so weird. I would never hang out with someone that's like 2 years old. I'm just like, this is the first time I ever scratched my head. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, is this for real? Are we serious now? You're not just going into lobbies in video games and just picking up random people and becoming friends with them. You're not doing that anymore. Has that become a lost art? I certainly hope it hasn't. But like, yeah, I used to do that all the time. Like, granted, I don't do that much anymore because I just don't really play that many like online games these days anymore. But like, yeah, I remember when I was like teenager to like young adult. I do that all the time. If I was playing like video games with people, I'd like squad up with people and like just like play games. Do you know what I mean? I'm like 18, someone in the friend group's 22, someone's 26. We've got someone's dad on there that's like 40. Do you know what I mean? That's just normal. We're all just united by our love for the game we're playing, you know? We're all like playing Black Ops 3 trying to like fucking dominate a domination lobby. Or playing Search and Destroy and giving each other call-outs. And like, I don't know what to say. Like, it really is unbelievable. But like, I'm just like, I hope that's not a window into what Zoomers are now. A bunch of you guys are saying, you know, I that still happens with me, which is good at least. But like the idea of like going into a lobby and just meeting someone and chatting with them, and if they're 5 years older, as long as nothing inappropriate is happening, who cares? Are you joking me? Like right now, if I met someone on Overwatch that was like a sick fucking Ana, I'd party up with them. And then like if the conversation of age came up and they said they're either 15 or 45, I don't care. Bro, give me a nano boost, okay? Give me a nano boost, okay? I'm gonna go in with Reinhardt Earth Shower. Okay? I don't care. I just don't care, you know? The social circle is primarily for your school. Senior years get you in the mindset of being the oldest. We start socializing with people decades older. I mean, when old people was reframed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, give me nanoblade trust. That's how it is. People legit believe if you're an adult, you can't have a friend group that diverse in age. It gets whenever like age-related discourse of that ilk, but I see on the internet, I'm just like, am I cooked or am I just getting people online right now? And I'm glad to see from the chat, I've got a little bit of people online because it seems like a lot of you guys have had the same experience I did, where you just add anyone, you know? So I'm just like, yeah, I don't get it, man. It's so weird. I make friends with randoms all the time, and I'm Gen Z. I have very fond memories. Okay, so the art is still alive. That's good to hear, at least, because I got scared, guys. I'm going to be honest. I definitely got a little scared. I play MMOs, and my guildmates are double my age. That's good. All right, that's cool. Anyway, Zen, my bad. We'll talk him.
The older you get, the more you feel like time is running out.
You just got you're young, okay? You'll get a hang of it.
You feel like you have less time to do the things you want to do in your life.
Yeah.
Life gets harder in some ways.
It does. It does, yeah. It absolutely does.
Feels like more responsibilities add up.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Take care of more things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of miss those days where there was the freedom to not really have to worry about anything.
Yeah, but like, okay. You're making the mistake of pining for a time that will never come back. I'm telling you this, Zen, right now. That will never come back. There will never be a time in your life again where you just get to sit down like a dumb little child and play video games. That time is gone. Do not pray for it. Do not pine for its return. Pray on its grave and move on with your life. That will never return. And you look at me, I'm still right as rain. All right. What you got to do is you got to operate within the bounds of what you have now. I know that like when all is said and done, whether I come back from work or whether I come back from a live stream, I say come back from a live stream as if like I don't just go into the next room and just like crack open a drink. But when I come back, when all is said and done, I usually get like an hour, maybe 2 to play video games. And yeah, is that way less than I used to? Sure, but like I'm just happy I still get to play video games. And I think it's that perspective shift that you have to like go through. You know what I mean? You just have to. I think you say I'm not wrong. It does absolutely feel that way, but it's very easy to start breaking out those chains. I think it's very easy to also like spiral into like dooming, which is like what I'm trying to ideally stop doing. You know, I wasn't born when half of Moresty's server was playing Smash Bros. Brawl. You fucking youngin'. Youth is wasted on the young, I swear.
What kind of food you ate, and kind of video games, the amount of time you spent playing video games, and you know, whatever you wanted to do with your free time, you did it, and there was no judicial decision over what's the best use of my free time.
Yeah, never gonna happen, broski. You gotta just
Not
make
even
time what you make of it.
Utility,
all right?
even when you're just trying to decide, okay, I'd like to wind down and maybe watch a movie, or maybe watch an episode of a TV show. That'd be nice.
Netflix.
Which TV show should I watch? Like I don't do this that often, so which one should I watch?
My advice to you, ask people for recommendations on what they've been watching. That's basically I'm never kidding. I don't watch a new show until someone tells me. I'm not even joking. Like, who's this super chat earlier? Was it Ross who said Project Hail Mary? That'll probably be the next film I watch. I'm not kidding. That's how I do it now. I never open Netflix now unless I know I want to watch. So if you want a recommendation from me, watch Breaking Bad. If you watch that, watch Better Call Saul. If you watch that, Arcane. If you've watched that, maybe The Boys. People say it fell off, but I'm still enjoying it. Smiling Friends. Pick one of those, go watch them. All right, go watch them. You'll have a grand old time. But yeah, I don't like me. I never open any of these sites now without having something in mind. And I think you should probably do the same as well. Instead of becoming like choice paralyzed with what you see, just pick Simon. I'm not even kidding. One time I literally went on my brother's user and I just saw what he last watched. And I was just like, sure, okay, let me watch a bit of that. So that's your best choice, honestly. People have been loving Invincible already. Yeah, I've heard good things about Invincibles. I need to try that. I think that guilty feeling can stem from all the time spent playing games as a child was a waste. It really wasn't. Those 18 years are meant for you to have fun. Yeah, it's literally the tutorial, bro. Like, what else could you have feasibly done as a kid that would have made your adulthood better? Like, you would have known how to. I think that's also something that people do. Like, do I wish that when I was 16 and I did music class, I would have like bought a guitar and like kept learning how to play? Because obviously I could play guitar like at a basic level because I took GCSE music, but like I never kept up with it. But like I was a dumb 16-year-old. I just wanted to play Call of Duty. I'm pining for a version of myself that doesn't exist. There is no version of 16-year-old Sir Moresty that would have been like, Mum, can I get a guitar? So I can no. Like if I take my brain back and go back to it, I was like, yeah, I'll do that. But like I'm not gonna judge myself on a version of me that didn't exist. Like it makes. I think that a lot of people make that assumption too. Is that like you gotta put yourself in the mindset of would you have actually done it? You know, which is why when people say they should teach us how to do their taxes in school, and it's like they should. Don't get me wrong, they should, especially if you're in America where you have to file them yourself. How many of you guys would have actually paid attention? I know a bunch of guys like me. It's like be so for real with me, man. I know there's a bunch of you guys that would not have paid attention. You're lying to me if you tell me you wouldn't have paid attention. A bunch of you guys would have just been on your phones, on your TikTok. You know what I mean? You're lying to me if you tell me you wouldn't have paid attention. For a TV show, if you like Law and Order drama shows, the new Matlock has been fantastic. Oh shit, okay. I'm gonna have to give that a try as well. What else is there? The one thing I won't recommend is the Rodfellows movie. Oh shit, okay, fair dues. What else are we recommending? What else are we recommending gamers? Nowadays I kind of prefer to spend 1-2 hours on video games. Something I go for most of the time. Not as much. Yeah, I quite like the way I have it.
It can be hard just deciding. Because you want to get the most maximum effort, maximum value out of that time you allot.
Yeah, and it's the chat. We talked about this before, didn't we? It's the mindset of like, I need to time max. That's what I'm going to call it now. Everyone needs to time max as much as possible, and any time they spend not doing something productive is time waste. You have to like break those chains, my brother. Break those chains, my brother, okay? Time you enjoy is not time wasted. You're pining for a version of yourself that's not real, Zen. I will spend an hour sometimes scrolling TikTok. And do I feel bad? No, because the memes were fucking fire. Can I get an amen? I will sometimes spend 3 hours playing Persona, way more than I should have, but it was fucking fun, God damn it. I was talking to some fat kid in the Polonia Mall, and he was telling me he's the gourmet king. I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah, brother, can I get an amen? Sometimes you just time you had fun is not time wasted. The worst you can do is spend more time thinking about the time you should. No, just do things. Just do it. Nike has it on their bags. They have it on their shoes. They have it everywhere. And they were right 15 years ago when I first started wearing a Nike bag to school. And they're right now. Just do it. Shia LaBeouf said it ages ago. Don't let your dreams be dreams, and okay? Make your dreams come true, brother. Okay? Scroll on TikTok for an hour. Do you know what I mean? If the memes are fire, then the situation is not dire. Repeat after me, games. If the memes are fire, the situation is not dire. If the memes are fire, the situation is not dire. Come on, Jen. Repeat after me, Jen. Repeat. If the memes are fire, the situation is not dire. If you want to watch a film, then you must, I don't know what rhymes with film. If you want to watch a movie, don't be a booty, okay? You might have to make it a rhyme. Make it a rhyme, okay? Come on, man.
That thing.
Oh. I don't know. Continue, man.
I don't know if everyone has this experience or not.
Not a lot of people do, Zen. A lot of
I
people.
know that some people probably do, but maybe not everybody. But
No, you'd be shocked. A lot of people have that same
there's still
experience.
reason to find time to.
If you have time to watch movie, things are groovy. If you have time to watch a movie, then things are groovy. Come on, gamers. It's not lame to play a game. 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 Come on, man.
Video game, but maybe not everybody. But there's still reason to find time to play video games, and I'm not knocking them. They're still fun. I still enjoy them.
I'm glad.
Enjoy playing them, and I still set some time aside to play them.
Okay, I'm glad. Yeah,
I just
happy.
don't
Really
play
happy.
them
Yeah,
as much as I used to, and
that's good. That's just life. Yeah.
I guess a part of me misses that.
Yeah, there is, but like, again,
The time period.
put a flower on the grave of your childhood and just move on with your day. All right? Don't spend like 7 hours mourning because it's never coming back, okay?
And there was just no limits.
Happens, man.
But grateful I got to experience it.
Yeah, honestly. Listen, I'm so grateful that I got to experience the childhood I did. But like, have you ever played Mouse PI for Hire? That game's fun. That game's really, really fun, Zen. Anyway, Zen, honestly, all the best to you, my man. You seem like a man that's a bit lost in his way. And all I'll tell you is there's so much of life to experience. There's so much of the world to explore. And however you choose to explore it, it's however you choose to explore it. Back in the day, the average person would have been lucky if they met 100 people in their life. And now you probably see 100 people in a minute when you scroll on the internet, right? It can all be very overwhelming. I understand it. The best you can do is really just zoom in on what makes you you. And then once you figure that out, then you can zoom out. Then you can keep zooming out and out and out and out until you make the world that you wish to see, okay? That's my advice for you, Zen. I give you 20 cc's of joy and whimsy. That's what I give you, all right? Take it, bottle it, put it somewhere safe, and it'll do you right. It'll do you right in the long run, okay? I promise. Let's have a quick look at the comments, though. Let's see what the comments have to say real quick. I don't know if there'll be too many since it's a relatively low-viewed video, but let's have a look. The person I've always been stuck with, well, it was fun for you. If so, then it wasn't a waste of time. True. Oh my God. Absolutely true. Sure, knowing the times we live in, it's rough, especially if you're an adult with all these expectations placed on you. Oh, you got to do this at this age. Oh, you got to have a job. Oh, you got to be living your life to the fullest. Explore your town and city, wherever you live, on top of everything else you might already be dealing with. But it's always important to keep in mind that gaming is just like any other hobby. Oh, gaming, just like any other hobby, it's just that, a hobby. Something to unwind with, something fun to do either time, and it's never shameful. Exactly. That's a good rule of thumb. I usually abide by this idea as well. Yeah, good, I'm glad. Factor that in your life more so, brother. I like this. Consider the thought that gaming has changed around us. Gaming today monetizes our focus. Look at the FOMO tactics in Roblox games, where in the past, a great game was made with limited hardware to dazzle and challenge gamers in a finite way that they could repeat whenever. Today's gaming model wants you to retain your focus indefinitely, which is a huge difference than playing Castlevania 3. Oh, Castlevania mentioned again. So also experiencing this change, I'm staying because the gaming model changed as we grew with it. That's why some folks love the old stuff in retro gaming. It's also the things you're feeling as well, of course. I would definitely say, like, there's definitely this phenomenon where it feels like games are trying to nickel and dime you. Well, and I've definitely become a lot less tolerant of this as time has gone on. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'll see that game is free to play, and I'm just like, yeah, so I'm not playing it then. You know, I mean, I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. It happened to me so often. I think I know the zeitgeist of gaming tends to be these like really big free-to-play games, but like sometimes you don't have to be involved in the big cultural zeitgeist. Sometimes you could just find a smaller bubble of people that are enjoying the thing that you think. So yeah, understandable feeling, but it can be avoided if you know where to go, you know? That's a good point. Pretty much every platform now is optimized to keep you as long as possible. Thankfully, a lot of indie games don't do this. There's still a lot of AAA stuff that are just like finite experiences that make you just finish it. Yeah, I think the indie space is definitely great at this too, but there's still a lot of AAA stuff that abide by that still. I've struggled with this for like 20 years now, and after a few years of really explicitly thinking about and challenging it directly, playing games to the discomfort and seeing that nothing bad happens so I can gradually be more relaxed with them, I only think the social expression to perform or be productive has been the culprit all along. True. Lots of important things that need to be done too, but playing a game or doing any other hobby simply because you want to is valid reason enough. I'm glad a lot of people are also helping him in the comment section here. I'm also happy to see that, I'm going to be honest. Very happy. It's one of those back and forth things. I can relate to your saying, and I'll arrive there too after, and then after a while I'll be like, okay, I should do something productive today. Listen, you got to silence that voice. You got to silence that voice in the back of your head, brother, okay? You got to tell it, listen, I will just rotten game today, okay? I will just be a fucking blob, bro. I've had a couple of days like that recently. I'm just going to blob out. Maybe one too many in all fairness. But sometimes you just got to blob, bro. Sometimes you got to be a big, fat, useless blob. And then it gives you that drive to be productive again. You know? Don't feel guilty. It's what you enjoy doing. It's true, I still love them. I'm glad to hear. When it happened to me, I tried very hard to shake this feeling. It was an uphill battle. Eventually I realized that gaming had become like a chewing gum that lost its flavor. Yeah, diminishing returns. Well, I said, no matter how hard I gnawed it, the enjoyment I had wasn't coming back. There are moments where I think I miss it, but it's more so the time period or the state of the world that I was in that I miss much more. Don't get me wrong, the flavor was good. The video games are incredible. The library of games I played with dedication were excellent games. I loved them and I still do. But my life is different and I'm a different person. And I found that strangely drawn to other things. I got over the sadness because I realized in some form or fashion, there'll always be waiting if I decide to go back. Wishing you the best, friend. This took a lot of guts to publish and share. Hope you have awesome again real soon. Yeah, it did take a lot of guts to publish and share. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people, when they grow up, like, school is excellent at this. This is something that school is excellent at, right? You go from like the 7th grade to the 8th grade. I'm an 8th grader now. It's number 8. I got new teachers, new class, 8. And then you go to 9th grade. Ooh. But then the moment you like leave the school system, what differentiates one year from another? I mean, I don't know. It's whatever you made of that year that'll differentiate. So as a result, when you get older, you just don't have a barometer for how much you've truly changed. You just don't. Like, even me, like, if you ask me what's the difference between like me now and me like 2 years ago, I'd have to like really think about that. Like me like 5 years ago, I could probably give you some like finite points. But like me 2 years ago, I don't know, because like there isn't really that delineation, you know? Well, I was in 9th grade, now I'm in 10th grade, 10th grade, now I'm in 11th grade. There isn't that delineation anymore. So it's harder to realize just how much you've changed. And it's sometimes hard to like come to the realization that you might have changed because it's something that you might not have explained to other people, you know? Like if you explain to someone, man, video games don't hit the same as they used to, is someone else supposed to realize that that's maybe like a bit more of a cry for help, or is that you just making conversation? So it's hard for even the people in your life to help you realize that conclusion as well, you know? So that's why it's very important that like, maybe like, not necessarily like every year, but like once every now and again, you just kind of like sit down with your own thoughts and just go like, where have I come from? Where am I going? Where have I come from? Con I Joe. And you really just think about it, you know? You just apply it. That's what you do, you know? Oh, Jesus. Am I right? I don't want religion in my comment section. Mickey Mouse. I used to think like you. I was raised in it. If you don't do something productive with your life, you're useless. Home. And my dad scorched me for playing video games when I was a teen instead of having 7 jobs. Now I'm 26. I have a job, GF. I go to the gym. I still play games. Games are like movies, books, and any other type of medium. Nothing wrong with them, unless you're an addict. That gaming makes you not take responsibility for your life. Of course, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's just another hobby. That's all it is. Yeah, you're right. It's all about finding balance. As long as you're not hijacked into the matrix, you're probably doing okay. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Oh god, this guy's maybe this guy is on chat. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit, no, this guy might be 37, mate. He's fucking 37, mate. Oh no, he's old. He's old. Listen, Zen, the hood be using Sob now. The hood is using Wilted Rose now, broski. XD in 2026? Come on. And what? As long as you're not hijacked into the Matrix? Brother, you can't use that analogy anymore. Andrew Tate ruined it. You can't do that anymore, Zen. You can't mention that. All the red pillars ruined that phrase. Oh, man, poor guy. Poor guy, he's old. He's so old. I think about gaming more than actually have... And I think about gaming more than actually game these days for this very reason. I suppose it's why I'm here right now. Guilt is the most powerful emotion in my life, I fear. There's just so much in the world to worry about, from genocide to imperialism to fascism, that and having to misspell those words just to talk about them. Remember, guys, while it is important to be knowledgeable on these events, you are only human, all right? And if thinking about these things or like reading about these things is actively causing your life to be worse, you are in no position to be of any help to anyone that is affected by this sort of thing. Just a daily reminder. It can be difficult to forgive those petty distractions we used to rely on so much when we're younger to justify the escape. You have to. You're only human. You're only human. It's one of those mindsets that, like, I really understand it. But, like, you either worry about world events or go fucking insane or don't. It feels like it's a binary. I'm not even joking. Do you know what I mean? It really kind of is. And that's not to say don't be knowledgeable. That's not to say don't be like, you know, politically savvy. Obviously, I'm not saying I would never say that. In fact, I think it's more important than ever for young people to be aware of this sort of thing. Because why is it that every politician on planet Earth doesn't care about the young people's vote? Because young people don't vote. Shocker, right? Wow. They're obviously not going to care for you when you don't fucking vote. So I think it's more important for young people to be active. But if it's something where you can't really juggle the thoughts of these things that are happening around the world and making sure that your life is as good as it could be, there's no point. There's just no point thinking about it. I'll be honest with you. That's not to say be ignorant, but just don't be. Do you know what I mean? Just don't fucking extend yourself. There's only so much. Your kindness is a resource. There's only so much rope of that you have before it becomes empty. And if you've emptied that thinking about, you know, Israel, Palestine, you're not exactly going to be a good son. You're not exactly going to be a good, you know, daughter. You're not going to be a good like friend. You're not exactly going to be a good like partner. You know, and then everything blows up, and you haven't even realized it. You know, so that's how you got to be careful with this sort of thing. It can be very easy to get lost. It can be very, very easy. So be careful, guys. Be careful. Anyway, the music's just about to fade out, so that's a perfect timing. Zen, I diagnose you with just smile more. Just smile more, brother, okay? Don't worry.